stayed with me.
He was, I've called Peter. They're paging Mr. Woods now.
He stabbed her twice. Her abdomen's distended and she's hypertensive.
Someone attacked her.
Not one of the kids, no! Try to get her moved, boys, okay? We need to get her to theatre as soon as we can. 1, 2, 3.
Yes, sweetheart. Okay, cool.
We paged Dr. Ormerod, but no one's responding. This is Mrs. Branksome. She's got a blockage in her throat. She's finding it difficult to swallow.
I'm Mr. Woods, Mrs. Branksome. If you could open your mouth for me, please. Thank you.
She just started choking. It was awful.
Yes, there's an obstruction down there in your upper esophagus, the gullet.
There's no one available from ENT?
Not in the building.
I'm afraid you're going to need an operation. We'll schedule you for first thing tomorrow morning. Get her onto the ward. I'll need a lateral neck x-ray so we've got an idea of what's going on.
Do try not to worry, Mother. I'll stay with you until you're settled.
Marvellous. Well, I'll see you in theatre, Mrs. Branksome. Typical ENT, sloping off before the end of play. So much for my hour on the water before sunset.
You had plans, Mr. Woods?
We'd like I might still make it to the marina on time. We need it in theatre. Come along.
She's a student nurse.
Multiple stab wounds. She's lost a lot of blood. Pulse is thready and unrecordable.
She was attacked in the hospital.
Police are on the way.
Okay, on my count of 3. 1, 2, 3, go. Lesley? Lesley, can you hear me?
Thank you. We'll take this from here. Alana, do your stuff.
Has anyone notified the parents?
I'll see it's done.
What do you think our chances are?
It's in Mr. Wood's hands now.
Isn't it weird living and working together?
Well, it works really well for us. We just got that kind of relationship, you know. It's rock solid.
So you met at work then?
Yeah, I was a student nurse, and I set eyes on Adam, and that was that, really. You know, sweetheart, we better be getting back. I've left the oven on the timer.
Well, we could always stay for another.
My round, I think.
What? This is terrible. Awful.
You think you saw the woman's assailant, Dr. Ormerod?
Yeah, he's well known to the hospital. He has mental health issues.
He'd been aggressive on the ward earlier in the day.
I've asked security to get the CCTV. There's one that covers this whole corridor.
Okay. If you hold on a second, I'll need a statement.
God save that poor girl. What was she doing in the pharmacy?
The police think she disturbed someone who'd broken in after drugs. She got stabbed.
What about her friends?
I think they're gone for a drink with Heather and Adam.
Would you mind, Pearl? I'll see if I can track down her parents, let them know what's happened.
I'm on my way. That poor child. Her first day. Her first day.
Suppose I better make that call.
Yeah.
Diathermy. She's losing a lot of blood. Suction.
Order 4 more units of blood, 4 of FFP and some platelets, please.
Pax.
Fill the pill. Psychotic incident waiting to happen.
A regular with you as well?
Yeah, first name terms with the custody sergeant. He's a small-time dealer, a big-time user.
That's Lesley. That's the moment he bumped into us. His girlfriend's a patient of mine on Middleditch Ward.
I'll have a word with her, if that's all right, Doctor.
I'll take you.
Mum, please. Good night, Mum. I'll be here first thing tomorrow. Oh, Mum, come on, for God's sake.
First one over. Hi, is everything all right?
She's always the same when she doesn't get her own way. Such a temper. Oh. See what I mean? Good night, Mum. See you in the morning.
I can't see what I'm doing with all this blood.
Her blood pressure's unrecordable and I can't feel a pulse.
I'll have to do internal cardiac massage. Knife?
Tried to get over the perimeter fence, caught himself on the railings. The fire service had to cut him out.
Those are stunning carpet, do something, anything.
And he's as high as a kite, which might explain the sudden urge to impale himself.
You do know what happened to the student nurse?
Yeah, shame the spike isn't a few inches to the left, in my opinion.
I'm in agony. Don't just leave me.
Hello again, Phil. We met earlier. I'm Dr. Ormeron.
No what? She's on the right. Go on, man.
We're going to have to operate on you to remove the railing. You're going to be okay, Phil, so just take nice deep breaths for us. Anyone free to operate?
Well, not on the premises. Woods is still in theatre with the stab victim. But I could call Mr. Patel at home.
Let's get him prepped for theatre now. Move it.
I think we've done all we can. Mr. Woods.
Note the time of death, please, sister. Tidy her up for me, please, Pam.
He hates it when he can't drag him back. Makes him realise he's human after all. Where is she? I'll get Mr. Woods.
For heaven's sake, Isla. Look, I'm afraid she didn't make it. I'm very sorry.
Lesley, it can't be true. It can't be her. She only went back for a swipe card.
Why don't you come and sit down?
She's not pleased. She can't be.
Listen, Mr. Woods did everything that he could, but I'm afraid the damage was just too great. Come on.
But she's the star nurse. The star student. She's the best out of all of us.
Come on. Sit down.
You believe me, Mr. Woods?
Theatre 1 is free and another casualty is on his way up. Impaled on a railing, apparently.
Another case, but surely...
An emergency, Pamela. We have to act immediately. Mr. Patel is on his way in, but we are here in the moment. It will be an interesting case for you.
X-rays, Mr. Woods.
Thank you. What do you think?
It's clearly very close to the femoral artery, which is why the railing remains in place.
Take him through, please, Isla.
Mr. Woods, you're exhausted. You've been in theatre all day. Why don't you wait for Mr. Patel?
We don't have the luxury of time.
You should know the patient. He's the chief suspect, Stab.
We lost her, I'm afraid.
It was him. I'm not sure I can do this.
Pamela, we proceed with our job. Leave the police to do theirs.
Shouldn't have much, did she? Most of her things are with her mum and dad. It's like she knew she wouldn't be here for long. Like a premonition. Could have been you or me lying in that mortuary. It was me going on about that unexciting day. At least we got to wake up to another one. She never got the chance. Just goes to show, doesn't it? Life's for living, whilst it lasts.
Nobody deserves to die like that. Alone. In fear.
Poor kid. I just couldn't sleep last night just thinking about her.
But our life, it goes on.
From the girls on the ward. I can't believe it. Things like this just don't happen here.
Could have been you, Heather. It could have been any one of you.
Do you really think I would let my big brother off the hook so easily? Who are you kidding?
I couldn't face it losing you.
Hey, you. Come on. Get a grip. What's got into you?
It's called counting your blessings, that's all.
We've called a meeting with management. Add this to those assaults in A&E recently.
We have a zero-tolerance policy in place already. What more can we do?
Well, get up security for starters.
Phil is well known to psych. He's schizophrenic and he's a regular substance abuser. This was just an accident waiting to happen. How do you guard against something like that?
Drug screening and body searching every visitor. That might help.
No, that's wishful thinking. But we deserve to be safe in our place of work, don't we? So did Lesley.
And he's still on our ward. We still have to treat a murderer.
Could you arrange a transfer to Ashford General, please, Adam? I think under the circumstances, it would be appropriate for this particular patient to be treated elsewhere.
Can't say we'd be sorry, Mr. Woods.
You've done a marvellous job under very trying circumstances. I thank you for that.
I want to see my Phil. What?
I'll deal with this, Heather. Now's not a good time. He's with the police at the moment.
What, do you think it's a good time for me? My dad in intensive care? You can't stop me seeing him. I've got rights.
We'll see what we can do, but we have to check with the police first.
Come on, Keeley. Let's get you back to bed. He's not a murderer. Not my Phil.
Look, it's probably nothing, but last night I noticed there wasn't much love lost between mother and daughter.
I know the feeling. My mother can be an absolute bitch. You know, one time I didn't tell you that.
Pamela, the patient.
Sure. Thanks, we'll bear it in mind.
I'll be as careful as possible when I operate. There is a risk that during the procedure, your gullet may be perforated. Bearing that in mind, do you consent to the operation?
Of course she does.
I was asking your mother.
You could sign this form for me.
And then we'll take you up to theatre.
Thanks, we're ready now, Norman.
I'll be here, Mum, waiting for you.
I seem to detect a slight foie d'oeil.
Dr. Chatwin noticed the same thing on the ward last night.
I see. Try not to worry. Your mother's in the best possible hands. Suction. And we proceed like so. Aha, the obstruction.
What the heck's that?
Looks like a rather large piece of sausage to me.
Sausage?
Indeed. Oh, I don't like the look of those vocal cords at all. Yes, we'll need to take some biopsies. I'm afraid this procedure is going to take a little longer than we thought.
Wouldn't normally ask, but...
How many hospital visits does it take to fix a washing machine? Only this one hasn't managed it in 6 months.
Well, you know it is. The disposable income's always disposed of.
Yeah, on stage equipment, guitar amps, and what's the other thing?
Wah-wah pedal.
Wah-wah pedal.
Yeah, but you get this really fresh scented sound on the guitar, innit? Sends a shiver down my spine.
And meanwhile, Heather gets lumped with washing your s'mores and ironing your shirts. Again.
It's no bother.
Don't deserve you, sis. And neither does he.
Yeah, I heard that. He gets away with murder, you know. You've really got to put your foot down.
Not until he's back on his feet. He's had a really tough time, Adam, so just lay off him, OK?
What is it with her and her brother, eh?
It's a family thing. He's going nowhere. So you either live with him or you live without Heather.
Terrific. Woohoo!
We've cleared the obstruction, a rather large piece of sausage. I'm afraid we also found a problem with her vocal cords. We've taken some biopsies.
It was all my fault. She was driving me mad. All she does is nag, nag, nag. I made her a sandwich for her dinner. She turned her nose up yet again, and then she wet herself. I'm sure she did it on purpose. Then she grinned at me, and I just lost it.
You forced the food down your mother's throat.
It's all my fault.
Yeah, Isla, would you mind directing this lady to the waiting room and a cup of tea?
Yeah, this way. Why are you letting her go? We have to call the police immediately. Surely it's a clear case of abuse of the elderly.
There's no evidence of systematic abuse. So I suggest before we act in haste, we talk to our patient first. And I'll need those frozen section results from histopathology.
On my way, Mr. Woods.
They won't let me see him. I don't know how he is. And he needs me. The things that go on in his head, he needs me so much.
Your dad's getting better, Keeley.
That nurse, she must have done something to upset him. People don't just have a heart attack for no reason.
Your father's suffering from coronary artery disease.
Well, what's that?
It's where the blood supply to the heart is poor. The heart gets starved of oxygen.
My dad?
No, he's unfit. The stress of the row won't have helped, and then running after the student nurse would have sent his blood pressure through the roof. This will have triggered the heart attack.
I always warned him about his drinking. I told him he should be watching his weight. He is going to be all right.
He's going to have to make a few lifestyle changes.
You mean lay off the booze, the fags and the pies?
At least.
Well, what about my Phil?
Police aren't looking for anyone else in connection with the incident.
What got into him? Oh, Mum and Dad, they've lost a little girl. Oh, I'm sorry, Doctor, I'm so sorry. I know my Phil, he didn't mean it.
She's very distressed. I'll prescribe a sedative. She's going to need some assistance if she's going to get any rest at all. Keep an eye on her.
Of course, Doctor.
Rather him than me. Her boyfriend's a murdering drug addict.
Well, the patient's welfare comes first with Dr. Ormerod.
I just hope his wife realises how lucky she is.
What are you two doing here?
We thought it best if we kept busy.
We thought we owed it to her to be the best that we can. And that includes turning up for our training.
Taking time off won't bring her back, will it?
So if there's anything for us to do...
Well, there's a patient that's due for admission. Gemma, you deal with that. Carrie, you come with me. I need help to set up an IV.
I'm afraid it looks like cancer of the larynx. I'll refer you to a cancer specialist. Hopefully, we've caught the disease in the early stages. Now, have you had any pain on swallowing, hoarseness, difficulty breathing? Which is why you've been a little difficult and quick-tempered at home.
Mum, why didn't you tell me? I'm a burden. Mum, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
You see, Pamela, we have to think outside the box sometimes in order to get the full picture. Remember that.
I will, Mr. Woods.
What a day. I need a drink.
Oh, I thought you would be rushing home to read your kids a bedtime story.
Nothing I'd like more, only they're not living with me at the moment.
But young for teenage strops, aren't they?
My wife's taken them to parents in Cheltenham.
All right. For a holiday?
Well, things haven't been brilliant between us. She felt a break would do her good.
How long ago?
6 weeks.
You've been living on your own all this time?
I've started training again, renewed my gym membership. Kieran's dragged me out for a few pints.
You never mentioned it. Are you missing them?
Even though Kate always used to complain, I only ever saw them at weekends. They're in bed by the time I got home.
You know, we should go for a drink and something to eat, maybe. And I'm not doing much tonight.
I'm needed in casualty. Sorry. Another time, maybe.
Yeah, sure.
Animal.
It just doesn't seem fair. He gets to live and we couldn't save the girl.
As in life, Pamela, a lottery. Good night.
Well, could angry protesters and a serious grudge have led to murder? The all-new series of Taggart returns to ITV1 tonight at 9 o'clock. Stay with us next, though. David Dickinson is on the hunt for the real deal.